Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review, and a good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Late afternoon it is, 4:21 p.m. Eastern Time. 4:21 it is. That is indeed late afternoon, and you know what late afternoon is every day, right? KFC time. That's right, it's the time when all of us go to KFC, and between the hours of usually 4 and 6 p.m. we go over to KFC and we get some delicious fried chicken from KFC. And I say delicious sarcastically because notoriously KFC has been horrible with their food. As a matter of fact, I call them KFS, and given what I just said, you can imagine what the S stands for, and KFS, of course. It's been very bad the last few years I've been doing this. I don't know what has been the cause, perhaps a recipe change, I don't know, but many of their products have just been awful. I really haven't had a good item from KFC in a very long time, but I always try to be optimistic. You know, I try to say, well, everything I've had from them has been horrible, but maybe this is going to be the item that changes it. Maybe this is going to be the item that's going to make me say, you know what, this is actually pretty good. They got on their game, they got their act together, and you know what? Maybe they're actually turning this establishment around. But more often than not, I'm just disappointed and disgusted, and I find myself wasting my money time and time again here. But, well, it is what it is. Anyway, KFC has a new advertising campaign out. They're bringing back the Nashville Hot Chicken. You can watch my review for that back in January or so. But the one thing with the Nashville Hot Chicken that they're changing this time around is that you can also get it on a Chicken Little. And I thought, wow, you know, the Chicken Little I reviewed was just so great the last time. It's going to be even better with this Nashville Hot Chicken on it. So, you know, it's definitely worth giving it a go. In all seriousness, though, maybe it will be better. So, you don't know until you try it anyways. Alright, well, here it is. You can see it. This Chicken Little actually looks a little bit better aesthetically than the one I got about a month or two ago. Sesame seed bun, of course. Then comes a little tendy of the Nashville Hot Chicken. You know, of course, breaded and fried. And then below that, a nice dollop of mayo with two, count them, two, or is that actually three? Yeah, three. See, two, and a little baby pickle. Dill pickle chips right there. And thus a Chicken Little right there. So, let's hope it tastes good at least. I hope everything will come together, and I hope I'll be pleasantly surprised here. I just keep those fingers crossed, right? Alright, anyway, so it's the Nashville Hot Chicken Little from KFC going in. In this cross section that I'll show you in a moment, you'll see the portion, or proportion I should say, of actual meat compared to the useless fried garbage that's on this thing. And you can see it right there. You can see this little piece right here, that's the meat. All this right here is just fried fat, essentially. It's a great look at it. Great look. And, well, I'll get to that in a minute after I have one last bite, and then I'll wash it down. Admittedly, I went to Chick-fil-A earlier in the day. They can do chicken sandwiches right. But here's the big question. Did KFC do this sandwich right? How was it? Well, I'll admit, the Chicken Little I reviewed, again, about a month and a half. You can find it. I was in public doing the review. It's a little darker. You can find it very easily. I was disgusted by it. I said, this is horrible. I mean, this is just a disgrace. Well, in comparison to that, this one is a bit better. So if you're a big KFC supporter, you can give a little sigh of relief there. You can say, well, at least it wasn't as bad. Now, it wasn't great either, but it definitely was not as bad, and that's a good thing there. The main benefit, the best thing really, that I would say is different, that makes us a little bit better than the other Chicken Little, is actually the spiciness of it. Because surprisingly enough, if there's one thing that KFC can sometimes do, it's hot sauce. They really are able to pack a little bit of a punch in that hot sauce of theirs, be it the wing sauce or their Nashville Hot Chicken sauce, at least the newly done Nashville Hot Chicken. They are able to pack a little bit of a punch in there, and they are able to get a little bit of a spicy kick to it. So you know what? I commend them on that. And that spiciness is really the thing that made this sandwich a bit better. Because you bite in, and pardon me, when you bite in, you're really truly going to notice a noticeable spiciness here. Now, it's not any sort of barbecue-y spiciness or anything. You're just biting in. It's just a general overall spiciness, mostly on the outside. Again, it's it's more baked into the actual breading. I mean, I know they coat it in like a liquid hot sauce, but it really does seep into the breading itself of the sandwich. But you do notice that little bit of a peppery spiciness that does come with the sandwich. That is a great thing there. Now, in terms of how the chicken tastes, well, here's what I was getting at, all right? Big problem is the actual portion of the chicken to just the fatty, fried outside coating of it. All right, now we all like our fried chicken. Granted, we do. Even on a sandwich, we like it. But we like to have a good balance of that fried, greasy coating and the nice, juicy white meat on the inside as well. Well, I'd say maybe the left, maybe 30-40% of the sandwich had that white meat. The rest of it was just this fatty, greasy mixture that was really overwhelming most of the time. You bit in and it was just way too much, just fattiness there. Just in such excess that it really was just not a pleasurable eating experience at all. So it was just too fatty, in my opinion, the piece of chicken was, and I think we've all had those experiences before that we can relate to, where the chicken is just too fatty, too greasy, they just overdid it, and it's just not enjoyable with that, with that in mind, alright? So that being said, they can put all the hot sauce on it that they want, and yeah, it might taste a little bit better, but when you still have all this just fatty buildup on it, it's just not going to be good either way when you look at it. Maybe a little bit better than horrible, but it's not going to be good, alright? Now, the one good thing, at least, also, is that they didn't put a ton of mayo on it, because that really doesn't work with the hot sauce either. It just didn't go. It's like that's just all they know how to do. We just put mayo on bread if it's there. Doesn't matter what's on it. We just put mayo on it, because that's what happened. But thankfully, the mayo was in a smaller portion, so it really wasn't too noticeable. The pickles themselves add a little bit of a tang to the sandwich, but again, it's just with the chicken being the main focus, being the focal point of this sandwich, that's what you focus on, that's what you pay attention to. When the chicken really isn't done right, it doesn't really matter what else is on the sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich for a reason. It's not a hot sauce sandwich, or it's not a mayo sandwich, or it's not a pickle sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich. And granted, that's what we're all paying attention to the most here. The chicken needs some work, I reiterate. They really, in this case, the chicken that was there was okay. It was pretty tender and juicy, but there is just so little of it. They need to balance it out more if they really want to work and improve the sandwich. That's what they need to do there. But good on them for actually having a little bit of a spice there with that hot sauce. Now, the price for this Chicken Little, it is cheap. $1.69 for it. It's a snack. And with cheap items, of course, well, you get what you pay for. You still hope it would be good. But when it is cheap, you say, well, at least I didn't blow $7 on this, and well, at least it wasn't too much money wasted. But if you want to give it a go, if you're really truly curious about what it tastes like, you know what, it's just $1.69. You can go ahead, you can just fork over the cash and try it for yourself. But just don't come in with high expectations. Got a little bit of spice, but nothing really more than that. positively. Alright, out of 10, I'm going to be giving this sandwich a 7.1 out of 10. You know, it's cheap, got the hot sauce on it, could be better, but definitely, well, could be a lot better. That's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and take care.